Hey, what's up? Welcome to the first episode of Relentless Positivity Podcast. I'm your boy, Joe Martin. So, we're going to talk about, we're going to do interesting people on here, some good feel good stories, dad jokes, talk about some stuff like that. There's a lot of bad things going on in the world, right? That's all you hear about in the news. That's all that's highlighted right now. So, there's a lot of good stuff going on out there that maybe you hadn't heard about. I want to give you a short little podcast about some of those today. So, we got two stories for you today and one dad joke. All right, so just hang on to the end. It's gonna be worth that hilarious dad joke. So we got two stories. So one is a local one here in the Huntsville area. It's a kid from Boaz, Alabama, home of the former shopping area. We used to go. Remember we used to go out there? You'd go out there and go to the outlet malls back in the day. Kids don't know. So anyway, there's a kid named Renee, football player for the middle school over there, and he's been riding his bike to practice all the time. So he lives out, can't get a ride there. And then his bike broke down. So he's been still coming to practice, but he's been walking. So his teammates noticed this, and they all pooled their money together. No coaches involved, anything like that. All these kids together, middle school kids. Have you ever met a middle school boy? That's not stuff they do typically. So they all pooled their money together and bought this kid, Renee, a brand new bike. So that's pretty awesome, right? So that's what I'm talking about. I know people are very concerned about what's going on with sports. I coach middle school football, and I'm not happy about wearing that mask. But you know what? I will wear my mask out in 100-degree weather if it means we get to keep having sports. Sports are so much more than just a competition on the field. I learned tons of lessons of sports beyond the competition part. I learn how to compete. You're going to need that in life, but you learn about working with others. You're going to have to do that the rest of your life. Teach you how to grind. It teaches you, hey, even if you give your best, sometimes it's not good enough. That's a hard lesson, but someone's always going to be a little bit better, but you put in that hard work. Sometimes you can be better than that kid. So they're going to teach you, hard work, talk about that. Resilience. Resilience is a big one. It's hard to watch your kids fail, right? So they can do that through sports in kind of a safer environment and learn that, hey, failing's okay. I'm going to make it. So I've read a study about how kids are so afraid to try things nowadays because they're so afraid of failure. So you got to build that resiliency. The only way you can do that is try and fail and get back out there again. So beyond sports, we need stuff like this because these kids, look at these kids, teenage boys, they're not known for their altruistic behavior, are they? No, so to get out there and helping a fellow teammate, some of them, they barely knew this kid, but they wanted to help him out. They respected that he kept coming to practice. So that's huge. So we need sports beyond that. So hopefully, it's not looking good right now. I'm not going to lie, but it's a Relentless Positivity podcast. We're going to be positive that we can have it. So these life lessons, these kids are going to keep learning, working hard, working together, all that stuff. So I hope we have sports. Hope we have good kids like they're out there, Boaz, helping their fellow teammate out. Shout out to those guys. Awesome job. And another one you might not have heard about, this is out in Washington State. So there's this guy out there named George Ahern. So he heard about all these farms that had tons, literally, I hate that word. But anyway, literally tons of onions and potatoes that were just rotting, going to waste. And he said, well, I could probably do something about that. So he just got on Facebook and said, hey, can I borrow a truck and a trailer? I'm going to go pick up some of these food. I'm going to bring them to the food bank over here. So eventually he got on there and he ended up with 4 trucks and 2 trailers. And they ended up getting 9.3 tons of these crops to the food bank. That's a lot of pounds. That's a lot of taters right there. So just this one guy gets on Facebook and gets all this help. That's pretty awesome, right? But there's the rest of the story, like Paul Harvey. So it ends up becoming this east-west food rescue that's done 2.4 million pounds of food so far to these food banks just because one guy started something. Sometimes you just need that little spark and it become a flame, right? So how about that? Did you hear about that in the news? I didn't hear about it. I had to look it up. So there's a lot of good things going on out there. So their goal, by the way, is to do 10 million pounds of food. So how about that? What if you just got on there and did something small today? By the way, the sun just came out and made me really pale if you're watching the video. So anyway, a lot of good news going out there. Sometimes you got to dig to look for it, but there's a lot of good stuff going on there. Stay positive. Keep on top of things. Keep taking care of your health. Hey, this is the time to take care of your health. More than anything else, with all the uncertainty, take care of yourself so you can take care of the other people in your lives. And we're going to finish with the dad joke. That's why you're here. That's why you hung out through all that. So let me ask you this. What do you give an elephant that has diarrhea? Plenty of space. That's it. All right. Thank you for tuning in for the very first one of these. I'm going to probably keep them pretty short. We'll see what happens. Who knows? But thank you for tuning in. This was awesome. You love the joke. We know that. So tune in. We're going to keep these rolling. And if you want to be a guest or you want to sponsor, holler at me. All right. These are going to be awesome. You need this positivity in your life. Have a great day.